Of it, I do want all of our friends to meet each other. There's some great people in this room right now. None of you, or some of you may know who you are, but you don't know who everybody else is. Each of you this morning will get a chance to introduce themselves. And I'm just going to make this important note. When you're introducing yourself, please do not get on your soapbox this morning. Okay? Everybody knows what I mean by that. Everybody is doing great things in here. Nobody's doing anything better than the next person, I promise you. And some people are saving lives in here. Some really serious things are going on. But do not get on your soapbox. You have to go through this whole room. That's why I'm saying this. Okay, so we don't have all the time in the world. And our panelists are been very generous in offering their time this morning. Hopefully we'll get done with the introductions relatively quickly. Then we'll go into the discussion. The discussion is about innovations in philanthropy, different ways to look at innovation funding for philanthropy organizations. Those of you who were at our last event, the topic was women in philanthropy. And we had a couple of excellent panelists in that event. And from that event, the consensus was everybody wanted to talk about innovations in funding and philanthropy. So that's what we're talking about today. Before we go into the introductions, I do want to set the stage for a couple of statistics here, because I think it's important to have these in the forefront of our mind, especially as the panel discussion begins. Number one, there are over 1.2 million charities in the United States. Again, 1.2 million charities. Out of these 1.2 million charities, there are only 397,000 that have more than $25,000 in gross revenue. Okay? Now, some statistics that I'm pulling from the last event that I just thought was particularly interesting, especially since we have Jane Pack here, who is the CEO and president of NABO, which is the National Association of Women Business Owners, the LA chapter. Women control 51% of the wealth of the world. They make 80% of all purchases. Are made by women. There's an expected $41 trillion in transfer of wealth in the next 40 years. Women are expected to inherit 70% of that. 70% of the next 40 years of $41 trillion that's going to transfer. Also, when it comes to social media, text messaging campaigns are seen on the rise. In the recent aftermath of the earthquake in Haiti, millions and millions of dollars were given through text messaging donations. Social media and different applications are also on the rise. So these are going to be some of the topics that we're going to be covering and the impact on philanthropy in general and where philanthropy is headed. With that in mind, we're going to go around the room, and I'm going to start with Margaret Craner.
Hi, Margaret Craner.